Maybe. Let's see. I am indeed here with Isma. So, Isma, apparently you suck in scrims. What's up with that?
I mean, I like to fight maybe a bit too much. And in scrim, it can go fast to, 0.5, 0.6. So that's why.
I see. I mean, it's common, right? Is it still in scrims?
Well, I don't really have a sample size anymore, but usually it's like the most common excuse that I would hear from this one would be, I won't do this in official. So are you using this excuse as well?
Yeah, of course.
Well, it looks like it's not happening in official, so at least, he's backing it up.
Yeah, absolutely. There was also a tweet by Swiffer in the beginning, we'll pull it up, or before the game rather, where he said that he was going to completely outdraft G2 rather and give them an absolute draft gap. Did he make good on that promise? Do you feel like you did?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not a draft, but I felt like we were playing what we are good at. So that's very nice. I feel like it's the only thing. I mean, I think that's really important, I feel like enemy played what they wanted, and I feel like we played what we wanted as well, so I'm happy with this. But
I wasn't laughing at you, I was laughing at the people he tagged in his tweet, which is like the SK CEO, Barack Obama, and the Pope.
A little bit of, collateral damage happening in that tweet, but it's respectable.
Why not? I did think, Isma, you had two fantastic games this week. I think maybe you got outshone a little bit by the fact that the bot lane was absolutely crushing it. But how do you feel overall, specifically in kind of like the early games and getting the game started for your team?
No, I'm really happy. I feel like yesterday I could have done more. I mean, in the game overall, I felt like it was a bit slow. And I feel like this game was fine. I mean, early game was good, but after I think I kept on going, maybe like the ultimate on Poppy or the Q flash on Poppy.
You're still tilting you, right?
Good. Yeah. I mean, usually when I start to get fed and stuff, I just go, but it's not really how it works.
No. Odo was wondering, you're wondering something about the...
Oh, yeah. Because I'm noticing, I mean, I'm a bit traumatized from 113 spamming emotes, but I noticed that you're spamming the Mad Lions emote as well. And I know that of your history being in Movistar, in EU Masters, and also maybe Niski being in Mad Lions. I wanted to know a little bit of the backstory around the emotes.
The emotes, I mean, it's just because I have still a really good relationship with my old teammates. So it's kind of shout out, kinda.
It's a shout out. It's positive.
Yeah.
So I guess it's nice because everyone of you, I think everyone, if I'm not mistaken, from that EU Masters Finals gang made it into LEC. So it is nice to see, because a lot of times this camaraderie between the players kind of goes away when you move to different teams and stuff. So it is very wholesome to see. Yeah.
So Odo loves all his old teammates.
I do. I just don't talk to them anymore. Because that's just how it goes.
Yeah, they don't like you, but you like them apparently.
I mean, I think that's true. I think I like all of them, but they don't really like me. So I wonder what's up with that.
I know that's not true. Isma, when it comes to playing a team like G2 specifically, in the experience that you have, you know that even when they are down, or when if they have been up in the beginning and they're down later or whatever it is, you know that they can always come back. And I know specifically in the team fights that we just looked at the end, there was still a really big chance that they were going to turn it around. So what was the key and what was the calling?
I mean, as you said, when you play versus G2, even though you are 10k down, you still feel you are only 2k up. I mean, when you are taking
the other way,
around. So even when we got the early game advantage and stuff, I was like, in my head, it was like the game is really not won. We still have to be careful. And when we started to lose one fight, then two fights, then they took the Nash and all that stuff, I have a throwback from Scream. But in the end, we won. I mean, I'm just happy. We just played fights. I mean, I just started to play fight a bit better, and I feel like it was the key,
Yeah.
But because they're really, really good at always clawing back, because they always have this culture of, they don't surrender games, they don't FF games, and I feel like they kind of pulled the whole region into that. Would you say that, because the game started going downhill for you guys, and it's really easy to get sucked up into that thing where you're like, oh man, the game is slipping out of control, and maybe you panic a little bit. Would you say that you guys have a similar culture in scrims and stuff that helped you guys kind of keep a steady foot in the game, even though you guys were losing your footing?
I mean, in Scrim, we never FF games or like remake or anything. I mean, me since 2 years. Even though in solo queue, like in my head, I go next fast, let's say. But I mean, in Scrim, really not. So yeah, I mean, that works. And also because we are a new team, for now, everything is going good. We like each other.
That's good.
Yeah. So I think that helps a lot. Maybe if it was last split, like in playoff or whatever, we could have given up a bit faster. So
Yeah.
that's it.
And I wanted to touch on something else as well. Because this is your first year in LEC. You had your rookie splits in SK, and now I feel like you guys weren't really maybe the most successful in winter and spring, and now you guys are making a pretty big roster change in the bot lane where you're bringing in a Korean duo. Maybe there's some language barrier over there and stuff, but you're also kind of transitioning into this leadership role where you're kind of settling into the LEC and you're becoming more of a regular in that sense. How did that, kind of all come together? Because there's been a lot of moving factors happening for SK in coming into this split, and you are doing personally very well.
I mean, it's only 2 games, so we need to see for more.
Hopium, but
hopefully. But I mean, I feel like we went back to basics. So kinda Niski as a leader, Moral as a leader for our team, me controlling the early game. And then we just play right. And for now, it's going very good. So very happy, and that's how we deal basically.
Niski, the captain, he's also the key up player of the game for this one. You can always count on Niski.
Yeah.
Literally, right?
Yeah.
It's,
I think he
so
got robbed,
stable.
to be honest.
You think he got robbed?
Yeah, I mean, he pulled bot lane out of the dirt. The Kalista was level 1 at minute 4, and if it wasn't for this guy, saving the early game, then.
It's the French voting for Niski. I mean, it's the French.
But he's
and
French.
Yeah, I know, but also the Belgians. Because
I
Niski's
guess it's
actually
like
Belgian,
2v1 in the nations.
even though people don't really know and he doesn't talk about it like that. But
yeah, I guess.
it hurts me personally. But yeah, do you think you were robbed?
No, I mean, I think I robbed yesterday's MVP. So I think it's fair to get Niski this one. And I think Niski is doing actually big effort. I mean, the role of the leader right now, so I think he deserves it.
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
All right. One final question from me about kind of the change in the bot lane. I know, basically in Europe, we've seen a lot of situations where we had periods where there were a lot of imports coming into the teams, and sometimes they have been not well scouted and they were just brought in because they were brought in, right? And I think a lot of people jump to conclusions maybe in the off season about the change, particularly for SK, and that might very well be unfair. So can you say anything about how it came about when you knew it was going to change, if you were consulted about particular players, about what kind of playstyle you think they should have, what kind of qualities you think they should have, or something like that?
To be honest, I'm happy with the change, even though I think Xandos weren't bad. But I felt like, I mean, as Swiffer said, I felt like we needed a change. So, I mean, even me, I think I could have been changed, because when you do 2 splits that are, when we started well in winter, then we did bad, then in spring we did top 8, so it's kind of bad. So I think a change is needed. I think if we go again with the same team, you can go fast into the like memories and all that stuff, like bad memories and all that stuff. So I feel like it's fair to change. I'm really happy because it's working well. They have a different way of play than Exa and DOS. Exa and DOS was more like we absorb the pressure and then we will play more top or more like mid or even like jungle. But with this bot lane, it's the other way around. And for now, it's working well. It's working well, and I think in the game it's way easier to play when you play around bot lane than top lane, because I feel like top lane is a hard role to actually carry on, in competitive at least.
Yeah, even if you have irrelevant, apparently.
Happens,
Filthy bad. Okay, let's take a look at the standings, because as Isma is saying, it was only 2 games, but it goes fast in this part of the season, as we've learned, right, in the last couple of months. And you're right in saying that I think you're kind of like your early split Andy sometimes, SK does like super well and then gets a super weak and then it doesn't keep going. So, but 2-0 is a fantastic start, I think. Odo, what are you most surprised of? I mean, maybe it's like that every team threw almost or something.
Yeah, the most surprise, it's actually kind of a negative surprise with Team Vitality, because I had, huge expectations and their early games did look very, very good, So it's gonna suck, to go into the end of the week meeting and be like, okay, guys, this is what we need to work on, be positive, because early game went well. But they still have some things that they need to do to push them over the finish line because they've been looking so promising and so, proactive in the early game. And it's just a shame that they lost those 2 games. But outside of that, and maybe MDK also being at the bottom because everyone is just kind of hoping for MDK to come back from the winter.
The team above? For no particular reason.
I mean, it's obviously a surprise as well, I'm rooting for my boys. I would have loved for them to be 2-0, but sometimes it happens, But maybe it's a reminiscence of the previous splits where we started bad and then we're making a huge comeback,
Exactly.
So I'm all in for that. But what about you? Any teams that have been surprising you in either a negative or positive way?
Mad Lions Koi in 0-2,
Yeah.
I think. But I have no doubt that they will make it. Like for example, today's game was won. Even yesterday versus G2, I feel like the game was in a really, really good condition. So I have no doubt that they will make it further. Beside MDK, I would say G2 in 1-1. Because at the MSI they looked so good.
Yeah.
And they are not showing that consistency, for now. But maybe it's also because it was long season and all that stuff. So same, I have no doubt.
At MSI they didn't play versus Isma, so it is what it is. Let's take a look at the schedule for tomorrow. I'm really excited to see who Vitality is playing if they can get a win. Oh my God, they're playing Fnatic in the first game of the day. Oh.
Well, now is the time for them to show up.
Yeah, that would be the game. And SK is playing Giantax actually, so there we go.
About time for GX to get a win.
Maybe. G2 BDS, always a banger.
There are some bangers.
KC and Heretics Mad Lions. Wow, that's a fantastic last call. One upset, Odoamne.
One upset? Ooh.
Don't say KC because...
I'm looking at Rogue versus K-Corp and I don't know which one will be the upset, but I do have some... Rogue looked interesting today, so I think they might just pull one again tomorrow because K-Corp, the bounce back at the end, didn't really convince me. So I feel like that's one of the games where someone is going to be happy.
Someone's going to be happy.
If someone wins, someone's going to be happy. So what am I even saying?
Yeah, what's Blood waffling about? We don't know. Thank you so much, Isma. Congratulations on the 2-0. Thank you, Odo. That was day 2 of the summer split, the opening week, rather. Tomorrow, Fnatic and Vitality, as you see, they will kick us off. And that will be the last day of the Super Week for this week. That's it. Good night.
And the content level 16 was exactly nice. God help us.
Let's go.
Shooting. I have him. Nice.
Nice, very good.
Yeah, I still have it.
I'm alive. Yeah, I give you vision.
You can end speed by the way if you kill one guy.
Penta.
End speed after.
Let's go.
Blitzers here with the punishes massive, and now this bottom lane of Rogue has stepped too far, and in the nick of time with a fake field, Video cleans it up. There's first blood, there's second blood. The arrow comes through. Wow! He flashed into it. Blitzers flashed into it. Heartbreaker out, he's stuck in place.
Good job, guys. I love you. Not a banger game. We don't make it easy for ourselves.
Pullback, solo Apollo, kinda taken down by Mirwin. Yeah, still doing okay for now. Punted back, not ideal. Mounts up into the Herald. It's so big. What? He's a genius. On level 5, humanoid, no mana. Ooh, the Q flash. Just running. Full steam ahead. Knock up there, call the Forge God, dash back. Juron finding the lockup. Boris gonna follow. Santa coming in as well, and Jackie's.
No ulti, we can fight now. I shield you, Oscar. Or a Nash. I can shield you, Marenko, you're fine.
Fnatic taking the win over GX in a 37-minute nail biter. Going, he's continuing to fire autos, but press the attack, making him a little bit stronger than 1v1. He's got 2v2 killed again.
Poppy behind. It's okay, Luan, relax, okay? Yeah, Poppy behind. Oh.
The upset now caught between the tanks. He's speeding up. He's running for his life. He's trying to play as clean as he possibly can. The cleanse is there. The healing isn't enough. The body box is there.